Hi, beautiful friends. Geeta this side. I hope you all are doing well. And today we have a new session planned up, all of you. And this is around the changing times and how the world economy is getting impacted. Also, how students will be dealing with such situations because the admission in colleges and everywhere is going for a toss. Uh, you can't hear me? All right. I'm audible now. Great. Uh, Thank you so much. And yes, Snowy will be our chief guest for some other day, probably. And so, anyway, coming back to today's session, I welcome all the viewers to this awesome session which is planned for the day. I am Kirti Sharma. I am a mental health practitioner and an internationally certified career coach. I will be bringing you a very important guest today, and we will be talking about how the changing times will, impact the economy at large and the admission criteria, the job seekers' point of view, and all these things. So we'll give me a moment so that I am joined with Anirudh for today's session. Hi, Anirudh. Hi, can you
Hello,
hear me? Yes. Hi.
I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Perfect. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great. So nice to see you after such a long time. And thank you
Yeah.
everybody for joining in. Namaste, Petra. Hi, Prithvi. So nice. How are you doing, Anirudh? How is the lockdown period treating you? What's going on?
It's same for everybody right now. We all are having
Yeah,
issues that okay, it has been more than 1.5 months and we're just staying at home. So
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
issue is there, but yeah, we need to deal with it.
That's nice. That's an optimistic approach because we have to deal with the situation in a constructive manner. And this is exactly why I wanted you to be on board for today's session, which is around, how students at large and people who want to enter into the professional world can benefit from your experience and expertise. So, if you could quickly introduce all of us to your journey, what have you been up to, and what are you doing right now? Please go ahead.
So I did my bachelor's in petroleum engineering, and
Mm-hmm.
I think we met around that only. I think it was 7 or 8 years ago that we
Hmm.
met in a conference only, which was the oil
Right.
and gas conference.
Yes.
And post that, I've been in the profession of oil and gas consulting, mostly on the hydrocarbon side.
Right.
I worked with Kane and Qatar Oil Gas, different Middle East companies, and post that I was working with Royal Dutch Shell lastly,
Mm-hmm.
and mostly that was the main work that I did, and mostly on the oil and gas consulting side. Post that I have been doing my MBA, which is in supply chain from IIT Bombay, and that has been my story so far.
Wonderful. And are you enjoying your journey in IIT Mumbai? How is it going on?
IIT Bombay is always fun till 18th of this of the last month. So till 18
Yeah.
March we were there, and after that we were kicked out. That okay, now you need to leave Mumbai and be at your respective cities because there's a pandemic going on, and we need to take care of that first.
That was very smart enough on their part to kick them at the right time.
So actually, we had a meeting. So one of the our HOD had a meeting with Uddhav Thackeray, and we were told personally, all the institutes were told personally, firstly, that make your students leave the city first, so that by 20th, they said that by 20th they'll be having these kind of regulations. So please, there are 2 days that you can have their students leave the campus.
That's wonderful. And yes, I'm sure other IITs were also following this suit. And yes, so nice to see that IIT Kanpur also has been doing the same thing. Thank you everybody for all your active participation. And while we progress through the conversation with Anirudh, you feel free to write in your comments and your questions or your views on the same things, because we both are sitting here to just share our piece of experience. And since we all come up, we all have different sort of experiences. So definitely you can also be of value addition. All right. And moving on, firstly, I would want to understand from you, if there are a lot of students who are appearing for the board exams of 12th standard, but this pandemic happened to coincide with the same time, and there were a lot of delay in board exams, and I think one or two got cancelled as well. So what do you suggest, especially the students of 12th standard who would have been probably looking for the right colleges at this time, but they're not able to do so right now? So there's a lot of frustration amongst the students. We will come on to the teachers and parents' perspective as well. But firstly, let's talk about students of 12th standard who were appearing for their exams. Anirudh, are you able to hear me? I can see some internet issues from.
Yeah, there was some issue, but
All
I think I
right.
got your question. Mostly it was
Okay.
about the students that were in right now, maybe in
Yes.
12th, or let's say BTech fourth year, or maybe appearing for MBA.
Right. We can
So one
first
of the
start
main,
from students who
yeah,
were appearing for 12, and then we'll move on to other areas as well. All right. Anirudh, sorry,
hello.
I'll have to interrupt. I can't hear you properly. There's some problem in the internet. And can the viewers also let us know if you're able to hear him properly, or is it only from my side? Yeah, I sort of, it's a little wavy. I think it's stable now.
Yeah, I guess. So
Yes.
okay, I guess right. It's okay now. So
Yeah.
what I was talking about was the 12 students that they're facing issues with. We'll talk about both commerce and science side. So firstly about the
Yeah.
science side, or the mostly the engineering side.
Yeah.
They were supposed to give their advanced exams, and after that the counseling was going to start, which is almost a 1 month process, one more than 1 month process, wherein people will be going in, taking admissions, thinking about different colleges, what are the seats to be filled,
Right.
and all that has come to a stop because even the exams are not over right now. And till the end, we don't have the advanced exams, we won't be able to cover up the counseling starting. And one of the major issues which is happening here is that since the mains result is out, and even though we can actually do the counseling for those online also, but that is not happening because we already have multiple exams rounded up. Like we have private colleges which are having exams which are not being conducted. So that is also an issue which the students are facing. So there are multiple things which are happening within the same scenario for the students, because right now they were preparing for exam which was going to happen within 15 days, and now there is a scenario that they don't, that's intermittently they don't know when the exam is going to start. So what should they do? Should they be studying right now? Should they be waiting? Or depending on the government, that okay, after a month or so we'll give a date and then we'll start working on those. So we all know that when the exam is there, the last 30 days or last 50 days are the main impact ones. And if you are not able to go to have a good impact on those 15 or 20 days, it can affect your result. So that is one of the major issues that they are facing. Even for the commerce side, there have been issues where like there were 5 exams for the 12th board in CBSE. 4 of them were conducted and 1 of them was left. And since that cannot be completed right now, they don't have their percentage. And once they get their percentage right, then only they'll be able to apply in colleges. So if you talk about SRCC, all the TTU colleges, they won't be able to take in students, and that is also intermittently gone. So for this period of time, wherein the 12th standard students are actually in confusion with what to do with right now, because for them it's a long vacation which is going on, but it's going
Right.
to affect for the 1 year that they're going to see, because all the academic calendars are going to shift.
Right. And I think it's the same scenario if we look at the education system globally as well, because there were a lot of students who were planning to do even their bachelor's from foreign universities or do their master's from foreign universities. And that also has come to a halt. So, yes, the academic calendars will be shifted, but the good part or the bright side is that the entire world will be, adapting to this change. So, it's not just one region which is going to change their academic calendar or something. It's to do with every university for that matter. So yes, that's a very valid point. So if you talk about students who were doing their BTech or BCom for that matter, I think first year, second year, they are not so much in distress because their online classes have started. They can see their way forward. However, if we talk about the final year students who are in third year of BCom or fourth year of BTech, what is the scenario if you have observed, and what is going on in that time?
So we'll start with third year students, what they are facing right now. If you talk about a third year student who is already was in preparation to do an internship right now, and he was thinking of getting a PPO or getting some kind of professional help so that he can have something on his resume and maybe look up to the fourth year final placement. Now he's in a situation all the most of the internships are getting cancelled. If you talk about third years, they are getting cancelled, and even if they're not getting cancelled, they are not in the full-fledged mood and they are working from home. So talk about a student who has already been in a scenario of a college, and he had an option of doing a 2 or 3 month internship in industry so that he can get that perspective. Okay, what is his need to do, and what are the things that he need to capitalize on. But now he doesn't have that opportunity, so that is an issue there, and he has to work from home. And some of them have actually not got an internship. Their internships are cancelled. So there's an intermittent issue with them also, that now for 3 months they are at home without anything to do, without anything prospective to work on, and just always hurrying up that, okay, now the mentally they're having issues that, okay, there are some students who have internships, there are some students who don't. So there's always a gap which is created within the batch because of those kind of scenarios that, okay, this company was actually buzzing in, okay, whatever the situation is, we are going to continue with the internships, but some didn't. So that is an issue that they're facing. And with the final students, the problem is much higher. Now, there'll be a gap in their CV if they don't get a job just after passing out. And that will impact their whole career going forward. Because as per now, if you don't have a job after college, people are not going to think about that, okay, there was a pandemic going on and some got it and some didn't got, so you are having issues. So at this point, there's a very thin line on their side that what are they going to do? That, okay, we don't have jobs right now. There are not going to be any jobs for the next 1 year. And how are they going to acclimatize to this situation that is going to come on?
But then, considering that the job market is down right now worldwide, it's not to do with one country or one region in specific. Do you think still there is hope of them getting into the right kind of job once this pandemic phase is over? And do you think the employers will also be very considerate of this point?
So the thing is that if you talk about different sectors which will be affected after Corona pandemic is over, let's say it gets over within a month. Let's be optimistic. After a month, there will be certain sectors which are actually performing well. Like you talk about FMCG sector, everyone is eating, everyone is consuming products, so their
Mm.
production is all well. They're not that much affected. But if
Right.
you talk about travel and tourism, the
Right.
whole industry is in a climatized issue that, and for next 6 months, most of the countries are not opening their borders. So there will be any travel between India or any country.
Right.
Then there were a lot of you can bring a capitation which is coming in. The students who were in Australia, who were studying in US, who were actually in good universities doing their masters, have to come back. Most of them have come back. Some are still there. And post that, there have been sanctions by different countries, like in Europe also, in US also, that okay, the H-1B visa that is in US will be stagnant for 6 months, will be not giving jobs to them. So it won't be that we can just say that okay, after 1 month, within a 6 months, the economy will be running well and people will be getting jobs. Some tech sectors will be having a hit for more than like at least 2 years. Like if you talk about oil and gas, the impact is much higher, because if you talk about what has been the situation in past, is like if you talk about 2013-14, where the issue was happening with oil and gas industry, because that was a time that we also faced the same thing, because the oil prices were down. But that scenario was about supply and demand. That okay, there was a discovery about better supply. The demand was not that much, but it was ongoing. That was the prices got stagnant to up to a mark. But right now, you have seen the news was that okay, it went to $0 per barrel. But that wasn't the case. The issue was that right now there's no demand. The demand has actually sink to zero, and most of the future contracts that we have are not valid right now because no one's going to buy them.
Right.
So the industry has gone to a stop because production is not happening. Even if you talk about India, India is an 80% importer of oil, right? And it is like actually 70% exporter of the products. So if you talk about Reliance Industries also, or even all the main oil majors that we are talking about, all the Maharatna companies, they're actually facing the issue that okay, we cannot keep on producing right now because the situation is that all the storage units that they have all over the world are having issues that okay, they are all filled. We cannot produce much more. We cannot actually refine much more. Reliance is having the same issue that okay, they are getting the oil. They got the oil. They have already prepared it and created the products, but now they cannot ship it because all the ships are filled in with the crude and the products already. They're not being used. So this issue will pertain because now the inventory is much higher than what it used to be. If a if a country has a inventory of I think 150% or 170%, it's all filled. So for next 2 years, what will be happening once let's the pandemic is down? People will be using oil let's say at the same stage that people you were using. All the industry will be using the whole crude and everything in the same way. But the demand is naturally the X and the inventory is now 2X. So as soon as the demand goes X 1.1X, the inventory will be covering up that. So the prices that we are thinking right now, which are going around 2019, which may stabilize at 30, but in 30 for at least 2 years. And if that is not happening, exploration is not happening, we are now codependently dependent on import, and India will be hit a better high. The past was that we were actually having better scenarios because we were getting crude at a cheaper rate and we were able to refine it and have a better profit margin because of that. But now, since the production is not happening and refining is not happening, both feel the same issue that okay, if the demand is zero, how are we going to have a good faith from the price dollar which is going down?
Right. That completely makes sense. And if you talk about import and export, specifically China, because it has worldwide, the reputation of China has gone down because of various reasons. Not getting into it, but if you look at India's import market, how much import it has been doing from China till now, it has come down.
Hello.
And in future, hi, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Hello.
Hello, Anirudh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Anirudh?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me? No? guys who all
Hello.
are live with us, can you let me
Hello.
know if you can hear both of us? Um, all right. I think there is some internet issue. We'll come back live again. All right. So, Anirudh, can you hear me? Because viewers can hear both of us. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll come live again.
It's not audible.
All right. Let's come live again.
Okay. Yeah, now it's audible.
Oh, it's audible. Great. Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, great. I think there was some temporary internet issue. That's all right. I'll put my earphones on once again. So, meanwhile, I was asking that since India has been importing a lot of products from China till now, and China's reputation has. All right.
It's better now.
Yeah? All right. I'll do like this only. So, I was asking that India has been importing a lot of products from China till now. China's reputation has gone bad due to various reasons across the world. And do you see, changes in the import and export market in regard to China?
Yeah. So the things are gonna change because right now, if you talk about the scenario that is happening, that most of the people are having that kind of emotional pertains that China is the reason that all this is happening, and most of us have all the same kind of scenario that yeah, we have the feeling that yes, this is because of China that we are facing this kind of pandemic, and most of the companies, most of the countries are facing the same issue, and their people are not going to work with China for at least a year, that I can say. Opportunity for India to work on. So if you think about most of the manufacturing
Right.
units that China has been working on, and the main and manufacture most of the products is because of the cheap labor, the cheap manufacturing units that they can get, the cheap land they can get. And after China, what is going to do that? It's India. So yes, there is an opportunity for a great kind of manufacturing units which could be built in India, and we could become the next major exporter of goods of the same quality. So that is a possible thing that can happen. But yeah, there are situations in where I think we need to work on our capabilities and qualities also, because if you don't have those qualities working, it would be a difficult issue to maintain that kind of exposure from China. Because after 1 year, after these things are gone, after people are actually again working on cost cutting, they might go back to China and work with it.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. And with this, I would like to thank all the viewers for their active participation. However, the participation is not how I have been expecting. So I request all the viewers who are writing in nasty comments to not do so, because this is a platform of discussion. And I highly request you to go offline if you're not interested. And if you have any questions or good comments, please write into the comment section, and let's give this discussion a good shape, because both of us, we came in with a very good intention of discussing very important issues here. So, Anirudh, can you hear me? Come, yeah, am I audible? Can you hear me?
No, it's breaking down. I'm
You
not able
can
to hear you properly.
put your earphones out, probably. Just remove your earphones, probably that can help. Let me come
Hello.
live again.
Yeah.
Hi, beautiful souls. Kirti this side. We were in conversation with Anirudh Toshnewal. He's an expert in his field, and we lost him due to some internet issues. We will be continuing our discussion. Just give me a moment. Hi, Anirudh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
Great. Sometimes, coming back live again works. Great. I hope
Right.
the internet is friendly enough for taking this conversation forward. Thank you so
Right.
much for coming live again. And
Yeah.
sorry, all our viewers, we had some issue with the internet, so we came back live. And we were in discussion with, in and around economy and its impact on academia and professions at large. We have Anirudh with us, and we were talking about the import and export market. Like you mentioned, of course, China's reputation has gone for a toss because of various reasons, and people are mentally not yet, able to convince themselves to work with China as such. However, if we look at the positive side for India, it is an opportunity to boom, the production and the services and let the economy become better. So for India in specific, what do you think, what all opportunities do we have? If we talk about, say, MSMEs or small business houses or even business entrepreneurs or startups, all this ecosystem, what do you think, how many opportunities do India have now?
So if you talk about the export business of China, it's
Right.
it's a greater extent. They have been if you talk about, let's take an example of Alibaba. So Alibaba was in kind of opportunity that was given to all the SMEs in China, which were working in rurally, like Haldao village, like Jakao, Jakuhan also. There were lots of small industry people who were able to produce mass products with the use of this website and were able to service, I think, hundreds and hundreds of customers all over the world. In India, if we see, we have similar kind of structures, but they're not working on the same console. Like if you talk about India Mart. India Mart is a service wherein if you want to have any kind of bulk procedure, you go and you can have multiple codes, you get multiple directions, and you can talk to them. But the main thing comes out is with the quality. You're not able to provide the same quality that Alibaba retailers and the sellers are providing. Secondly, it's not that robust. If a person comes to a website and looks into the multiple kind of sellers who are there, there's no differentiation into them. They're
Right.
having bad quality of certifications are not there. They're just there like, okay, this is the kind of pricing that I'm going to give, and if you want to work with me, you can work with me. So firstly, we do need a split platform wherein we can have the same kind of certification and quality which China was providing. Because if people are going to shift from China to India, first thing that they want is the quality to remain same. I know the prices are a major chunk, but one of the major issue was quality. If we were providing good quality, prices could have been brought down because of the economies of scale. But that wasn't happening because we were not good in abiding with the qualities. Indian people or most of the SMEs or the factories have that kind of thinking that okay, if we can just reduce the price and make up with the quality, that would work. But when you're servicing developed countries, you have to continue the quality. So I think that is one of the things. If you talk about major sectors that you're talking about, I think if you talk about steel industry, there are lots of auto parts which were made in China. There are a lot of clothing material which was made in China recently. So initially, what used to happen was India, Bangladesh, one of the major things where most of the clothing industry used to be. But now it is being moved to China. So China has been working big on yarn and everything. So that's a good opportunity. Talk about other products like plastic products. So plastic industry in China is much bigger than India. In India, I think if you talk about plastic industry, we have Supreme. That is one of the major companies that we know about, and it is also not servicing that much of people that it used to. We have most very long local players, and there the industry is very decentralized. Where it's in here, it's about big players. So those things are going to change. We need a lot of SMEs because the mainly that we haven't hit are SMEs. We talk about small industries or small SMEs who are working within a state in 2 to 3 cities. Because of lockdown for 2 to 3 months, they have not been able to do any kind of business. And this lockdown is so severe that after a time, there will be a situation that some of the business will die and they'll need a better boost. And for right now, if I see the policies also that government has done, there's nothing that we can see which is in accordance to SMEs or in accordance to people who are actually doing small businesses. Even like if you talk about simple vendors and traders, there's nothing in the policy which will actually help we as middle class people to okay, we'll be able to get back on track after Corona. So we do need a better kind of platform so that they'll be able to have a better kind of opportunity to service all over the world.
Right, right. Since you pointed out these insightful points, I'm just going to pick up one or two of points that you've mentioned. It's all to do with change and adaptability, because change, especially during this time, it is inevitable. We can't really help what is going on worldwide. But what we can help is for us to adapt to the situation. Now, if you look at it from the global point of view, the business point of view, and economy and all these things, yes, that's there. But coming down to the lives of students and the lives of these aspirants who were wanting to enter the industry or the corporate world, let's talk about how can they utilize this time in the best possible manner and adapt to these changes which are happening. Because the main problem of frustration is when people don't understand which direction to head to. If they have been in a fixed mindset and they have been mechanically doing something for their entire life, and the situation throws lemon at them, so शिकंजी नहीं बना पाते लोग, as simple as that. So, but we, since we had you on board, we wanted to further discuss upon the silver lining of the situation and what can students in specific do during this time. Let's segregate into two parts. First is the job seekers who were wanting, who would have been looking for jobs right now. And then we'll come on to the internship seekers and the school level kids. So for job seekers, what do you suggest?
So the situation is such that we know the jobs are going to be scarce. That's
Right.
a certain thing that is going to happen. And India is not a scenario where mostly what happens is after that you have passed out or you have graduated from a college. The only mindset we had is that okay, this is the way to go. We have to study till 12th. After that, we'll do our graduation, and post that we'll get a job. And if that doesn't happen, people are in question mark of their own abilities. So I think the main reason that we are having this problem is because we don't work on our skills. That is the one thing that we need to work on. Upskill yourself, work on the things that you think are very adaptable to you. Like if you want to do a course on Excel, if you want to do a course on coding, if you want to do a course on, like say, management, there are n number of online courses which are happening. Many of my friends are online teachers, so they are teaching right now online. So that is also happening. There are lots of websites which are already there. We talk about like I think Coursera is there, Udemy is there, EDX is there. They're offering lots of free sources. Even government is also giving you, AICT is giving you free online courses that you can do and get certification. So this is the right time wherein those job seekers who are looking in that okay, right now the scenario says that I won't be getting a job right now, and post 1 month there will be a plethora of people who will be coming into to the business. Okay, we want jobs, and there are people who have been laid off. So they're like there are professionals who have been laid off which are also looking for jobs. So the competition is going to be too high, and if you want to come above that competition, you need to have certification, you need to have skills, you need to have a different kind of approach, and not just look about jobs, look about opportunities. This is in a way wherein a lot of say initially that people kind of structure that we have for the business is going to change. The contact business is going to go a bit down. It won't be like people will be going to restaurants and pubs more. It might happen that people will be preferring to stay at home and having house gatherings more. So we have to look in wherein we can actually fit in. There will be a more of logistic business will be going on, so we can work on that. Like startups like Ninja Guard, which are actually working on the food chain, uh, like supply chain. So we can actually have in those scenarios think about the opportunities that can come in through. So we need to have a shift on startups, although that we don't need just IT startups or product-based startups right now. We also need service-based startups, not just on IT services or video services, on physical services also. which I think in past we don't have much, but we need right now.
Right. So, like, if there are some job aspirants who are wanting to start something of their own, it's the right time to start it digitally at least. And also, upskilling, like you've mentioned, it's a very, very important thing. Although at the same time, I would, as a mental health practitioner, I would like to add that don't take it as a burden, because there are a lot of people who are wanting to utilize this time, but they are not even able to cope with what is going on because it is suddenly changed. And there are a lot of people who are staying alone at their hostels or rooms or wherever they were earlier, and they're not with their families. So, given this current situation, because this will go on for about a month or two, let's at least mentally be prepared for that, and let's have a realistic attitude towards it. So, we need to take care of ourselves as well. So, be functional. Don't overburden yourself while you want to upskill. Yes, there are a lot of platforms which are providing free services or even paid ones. So do go fetch some certifications also. TCS has also come up with a 2021 days training session, which is, I think it is free of cost only. So upskilling opportunities are there in the market, definitely. And I highly recommend everybody to stay employable during this time, because if you're not moving forward and if you're just, halting at this particular stage, we're definitely going back because other people are moving forward. So it's very important to stay employable and practice whatever we know already. So of course we all have various different skills. So it's the best time to practice whatever you were doing. Try and put your services or products online so that when we are back in the market after this pandemic phase is over, at least we'll have all of that backup plan, and the basic presence in the digital market will be there. So that will be very helpful for them individually and for also their profession. And do you want to discuss something about people who don't have internships right now, who have lost their internships, but still they can make the best use of their time? Also, I would like to discuss about the first year students in specific, because they just entered, they've just gone through the first year, and it's a very different sort of an anxiousness which we see in their minds, because they came up with great hopes, but they're not able to understand the way forward. And I think they are very exhausted with the online classes as well, because going to college in its own was a very, very enthusiastic task for them, that, this is kind of the environment I want. But then now all the classes are online and they are very agitated. So what will you suggest all these students?
So talking about the students who are seeking opportunities like internships, that they're thinking, okay, what can I do right now so that I don't remain on the backside of the competition which is happening. So there are opportunities which are happening. If you see right now, most of the people, what they're doing is they're doing some research projects, because there's a lot of thing to research on. People are researching on COVID-19. Government only, I think, 2 days back, actually have launched it with IIMS and all the big institutes, that they can come up and actually work on clusters with different kind of sectors that we are assigning to them and guide it through the COVID-19 that we're thinking of. So that opportunity is there. Other than that, there are many of the people who have actually come back from US universities. They're actually offering different kind of research internships, wherein we are researching on different kind of platforms, different kind of sectors. Okay, if you talk about the online sector, how e-commerce is going to define, what will be the way forward, how you doing that. Most of the import that was happening for Amazon from China will not happen right now, and they will be needing some kind of source to actually give you those products. So what are they going to do? So need to work on that. What are the options that they have in India? What kind of logistics that we have? So there are certain things the research projects are going on. Secondly, what I think is, if that is a scenario that you are not going into those internships, that you are not interested in those, I think the best way for them would be to work on the companies that they want to target. There are some companies which are going to spree of good things. Like if you talk about telecom, if you talk about IT service, if you talk about video services, like they're booming. If you see the kind of data which is being transferred right now on Zoom, the kind of data that is online that we are using, it's going on a boom, and people are getting subjected to it. If within a 3 month span is a very broad span to get people actually acclimatized to a new thing also. So if there's a product which is launching right now, like if you talk about House Party, House Party was a product which was already there in the market for last 2 years, but it got a boom in this 3 months process. So I know that people will be using House Party right now after I think 6 months, 8 months also as a platform, because this is the platform that brought in was because of this coronavirus. So there's a positive factor which is happening, there's a negative side which is happening. So I think we can focus our ways to the positive side and use those opportunities to learn and also get in good source of that. Okay, in future, most of the companies are going to shift to these things. TCS has already made a statement that they'll be having 60 to 70% work from home business after this pandemic is over also. So since they are going in that direction, there will be companies which will be going in that direction. So we need to target those companies and get good working culture with them, good good projects from them, and maybe work on that side. So it's not all way wrong, but yeah, the people are facing issues with internships, and I think it's not that bad. I know people are having issues, but you need to be calm. You need to think about what are the good opportunities that you have right now and work on that, because these things are happening all over the world. Even for next year, we'll be seeing that people who didn't have internship or did internship, they'll be standing at the same line and waiting for the same opportunity to come. So I don't think that be a very big thing which will be happening, that okay, you'll be set back. But yeah, 3 month loss in the education, the knowledge is going to happen. So just brush up on your knowledge. That would be the big thing.
Right, right. And that completely makes sense if we look at the situation very rationally. However, I would like to add that, in times of crisis, everybody reacts differently. So we see a lot of people going into their shells and not sort of socializing or expressing themselves. There are a lot of people who are hyper at this moment. They're not able to take it in the right manner. And there are a lot of people who are ignoring the entire situation and coming down on streets in protest like we have been seeing in the news. However, we need to understand first we need to acknowledge what is going on, and then we need to accept the situation as it is, because if we don't accept, we can't move forward with the situation. And the moment we accept the situation however it is, we will try and remove the cloud of doubt from our eyes and then see the situation in a realistic manner. And that is the time when we move forward in a very rational and pragmatic way, and then we try and find out opportunities for ourselves. Whatever you have mentioned, the kind of solutions you have given, it's invaluable, and these are so important pointers which you have shared with us. But from the mental health point of view, one step before it is first take care of yourself, understand what the situation is, understand what our individual capacity is, and then move towards it. And don't pressurize yourself so much. There are a lot of wonderful tutors who are coming online and giving, services, and there's a lot of help in almost all the sectors right now. Even as mental health practitioners, we all are trying to come online and take our counseling services on the digital platform. So yes, understand that we are physically distancing from each other, but socially we are not distancing. So maintain that the contact which you used to have earlier as well, so that you don't feel alone or dropped off from the entire world. Because especially for those students or those people who are living alone, it's very, very difficult in the current situation, and they're not able to think straight. They're not able to find opportunities because they're stuck in their head, because they're not able to see things in the right manner. So yes, I would like to sum up today's session in 3 or 4 categories, and I would just like to summarize this for all our viewers. So Anirudh and I were in discussion about how this pandemic situation is affecting economy at large and academia, as well as the job seekers' perspective. So we have spoken about the students who were in 12th standard, who were in first year of education, bachelor last year, people who have been doing their masters, and people who were on job hunt. Now, long story short, we do have opportunities right in front of us, but first we need to get our head straight, and we need to understand that change is inevitable. Whatever is happening will happen. We have to adapt to this change. So let us be strong from inside first, and then make the maximum use of the time that we have. Try and stay employable during this time, because the moment market is back to its top gear and the industries are, booming once again, we should not be left behind. Try and practice what all skills you already know, so that you brush up on those. And whatever skills you wanted to learn, go online, do certifications, talk to people, talk to professionals, increase our network base, and work on all these aspects so that we become better versions of ourselves. And this thing, psychologically, it gives us a sense of achievement that yes, you've done something. So you don't feel left, left from the entire competitive world that we live in. However, for further questions or in specific ones, he is an expert. You can definitely get in touch with him. And if you have any issues around mental health, you or your friends or anybody else, please feel free to get in touch with me. And I'm doing these series with an intention of opening a dialogue around mental health and what the situation is going on. And Anirudh, thank you so much for your time, energy, efforts, and your knowledge sharing. I really look up to you when it comes to knowledge, because you're full of knowledge. No wonder you're an IIT. And I wish you all the very best for your future. And I hope you are, inspiring so many people from such dialogues.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. And so this story will be saved in my page for 24 hours, and I'll try to record it and share it later as well. So thank you so much for joining, Anirudh. Have a nice day ahead. Stay safe.
Same to you.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.